Next up is, what crazy thing did Marriott do this week?
Okay.
So
I hear you
this week I
you
got, yeah,
spent some time with Marriott. Good way to spend an
I did.
afternoon.
Right, right. I spent a little time on the horn with Marriott, so I had to call them up because you'll remember, if you've been listening along each week, you'll remember that we talked about recently and actually posted in my checklist of things to do, that one of the things I said to do and one of the things I said I was going to do is to move 100,000 Marriott points from my wife's account to my account, because that's the limit per calendar year, and we want to get the points from her account to mine because I have the elite status. So I want to book things in my name. All right. So I talked about a couple weeks ago about how it costs like $10 or $11 or something if neither member has elite status, but if at least one of you has gold or platinum status, then it's free. Well, today being the day that I called to make this, I called to make this transfer on December 31st, last day of the year. Of course, I waited until the very last minute. So I Googled to find the phone number, and on Marriott's website, it says that transfers member to member are free of charge. Doesn't say you need to have status, so maybe that's changed. It certainly used to be
Interesting.
that way,
Okay. Yep.
but maybe that's changed. So it might be free. So that isn't too crazy, but that was, kind of nice. I was like, oh, nice surprise. Not that it mattered for us, but maybe it matters for a listener. So then we called up the Marriott phone number that they list for you to contact, because it says right on the website that you can transfer member to member, but only by contacting Marriott directly. And it's like, here is a link to Marriott's worldwide phone numbers for whatever country you're in. So it tells you right on the website, here's where you get the contact info. Got to call Marriott. So call Marriott. And of course, it's an automated system where you have to pick some things and go through some menus. And so when we pick the transfer and the member to member, there's a recording that lets you know that transferring member to member is free for gold and platinum members. So I don't know. Maybe you do need elite status. Maybe you don't need elite status. Who knows? I mean, the recording seems to suggest that you do. The website seems to suggest that you don't. So I kind of got a little chuckle out of that. I was like, oh, that's funny. At least I know I'm not crazy. It was at least at one point a thing, and they perhaps
Right.
just haven't updated the recording, right?
Sure.
So all right, so that's all well and good. Then we get through to an agent who answers and asks how she can help us. And so it was my wife who was making the call because she was transferring from her account. So my wife said, well, I'd like to transfer points to my husband's account. And the agent said, okay, well, you got to do that online. Like, just very much like that. Like, oh, well, you got to
Did
do
she make her
that
did
online.
did she make your wife sound like seem stupid? Like why didn't
Well,
you
right.
know that you're supposed to do this online where you can't actually do
Right, it's exactly the tone with which I was on speakerphone, and I was like,
it? Oh my God.
it was exactly the tone with which it was said. And then my wife
Love
kind of
it.
looks at me, and I was like, I kind of mouthed to her, "You can't do it online." And so my wife says, "You can't do it online. The website says to call you." And so the agent says, "Okay, what's your Marriott number?" Like, that was how much pause there was. And so my wife gave the number, and she said, "Can you verify your email address? Can you verify your mailing address? Do you have the other member there?" And so so I gave her my information. She asked if she could put us on a brief hold, and came back like 3 minutes later, and the 100,000 points was moved over, like she knew exactly how to do it all along,
Oh, that's so
and either
bizarre.
just didn't feel like doing it or couldn't remember, or I don't know what the case was, but I
Right.
know that had I just taken her word for it and been like, oh, okay, I got to do that online, I would have hung up and not been able to do it because you can't do it online. So I'd have been calling again and waiting on hold to speak to an agent. So moral of the story there, don't believe what they tell you. Right? Don't believe it.
That's a common
Nope.
refrain around here, isn't it? Um,
It is. It
now
is.
there's a small chance. In fact, I think it's so small that I probably shouldn't have brought it up, but that Marriott's been working on putting it online, and the reps are aware of that, and she kind of
True.
forgot that it's not yet enabled. But
Maybe.
no, more likely she just,
No.
you know.
Unlikely. Unlikely. I guess just didn't want to do it. I don't know. Like, it was, it didn't sound like she wanted to help necessarily, but then she was kind of jovial towards the end and thanked me for having titanium status and all that. But it was just, at any rate, I bring it up because, yet again, we often say this. I often say, don't make a call and ask customer service a question that you don't already know the answer to, because nine
Right.
times out of 10, they're not going to get it right. And if you push back, then either maybe you'll get the outcome you're looking for. Maybe you'll have to call again. I mean, when she said that, I was rolling my eyes thinking, we just sat here on hold. We're busy doing other stuff. It's the last day of the year, and I'm trying to get all those things that I said I was going to do a week ago done. Like, I just want to get this done. And I was thinking we're going to have to call back again, but I figured it was worth a second push. And the second push was all it took, and we got it done.
Right.
Thanks,
Right.
Marriott.
And a follow up to that advice you gave is that don't in the comments of a blog post write, "Your blog post is all wrong because I called customer service and they told me so."
Right, right, right. I mean, you can write it, but
Right.
but it's not going to get you anywhere.
No,
So
no. Our answer is going to be the same,
right,
which
right.
is
They're wrong.
we're right, they're wrong.
Right,
Not that
right.
we're never wrong, but
Of course,
we're
of course.
definitely right more often than a random customer service.
I think if
Right.
you just put us up against a random customer service agent, 9.5 times out of 10, we're going to be the ones that get it right.
Yeah, maybe not our 2020 predictions, but
Right. That aside,
that
the
aside,
2020 predict. Don't even look at those. There's nothing to see there. Okay, it was a weird year,
right,
but
right.
not prediction. When it comes to like the rules and how things work, it just tends to be that not everybody gets trained on every single thing, and maybe they do, and they just forget. I mean, it's highly possible also that she just forgot that you could do that over the phone. So, and then remembered when we were like, no, you have to do it over the phone. I don't know.
Right.
She figured it out.
Anyway,
So
okay.
that was a crazy thing. All
that's
right,
fun.
that's that.